p.m. on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. Now, before we get into the focus for this hour, I would like to say that I am going to book a session with a therapist, psychologist, I think they're called as well, to check my mind. So I understand if I'm still thinking normally or I've been influenced by the news. And yes, it might not seem like it's a thing, but it is. It is. Now, every day we come on radio to discuss national issues. And national issues in Nigeria is almost always a problem. You know? It's like having a family meeting. The dad, the mom, and as many kids as they can afford to bring into this world. Let's say, our family meetings are on Fridays. And in this family meeting, we talk about what we would like to fix in the family. If that meeting always highlights problems and not solutions, then there's a problem. If in that meeting we always talk about leaking pipes, dead bulbs, dishes that have not been washed, I know it's always problem. And at some point, nobody is saying in the meeting, well, for this week we did very well as a family. I'm glad that all the kids were able to do your chores. There is no good news. Then that means that that family is at the brink of breaking up. And so I need to see a therapist because every time I check the news, every single time, there's something to bother about. Every time. And I remember preparing for the show yesterday, and you know what, when I went through stories, I said I'm not going to discuss any killing, any whatever. I just wouldn't. Not because I'm not supposed to, but I think a breather on a day like this will not be too bad. And I want to be certain that my mind is still in the right place. So I'll let the news inform you, give you the information of what's happening. I will let the other shows. I'm certain that's what happens. But for today, we're not talking about Nigeria's problems. Please. We can do that tomorrow. And hopefully find solutions to our many problems. Today, I'm going to talk to you about your relationship with your country. And I know that one or two persons might want to complain, and that's okay. Complaints happen when there's dissatisfaction. But I want us to talk about love. Yeah. Love. It's crazy, but that's what I want. For the purpose of sanity. Now, love is one of those complex things. Very difficult to define because too many people have definitions for it. Too many people have versions. They have what they do. This is how they love their own love. But love, they say, encompasses a range of strong and positive emotional and mental states, from the most sublime virtue of good habit to the deepest interpersonal affection to the simplest of pleasures. That's what they say love is. Now, the second question is, how do you know that you love something? And, well, the experts say you don't struggle to stay disciplined. You prioritize that thing. It has your full focus and attention. That means that the thing matters to you. That's how you can tell that someone loves something. So, do you love Nigeria? This question would get different answers from different Nigerians. And the answers on the table is not just yes and no. There's maybe, there's very likely, there's sometimes. There's, of course, the silence. Come off of here, I beg. You're going to get many answers if you ask Nigerians, 200 million of them plus. Every single one of them who can speak, do you love your country? Even those who really love the country would not just say yes. They will say yes and then you hear but. So when I asked this morning, do you love Nigeria? And I know that someone is already saying, what is there to love? Why will I? I know. And of course, I'll give you the room to do all of that. But my question really is, let's think about the parent whose child continues to bring shame to the family. Some parents have had enough and they say, you know what, I've disowned you. Others, well, fortunately, have better patience. This guy has gone out, he's an armed robber, he stole, he did this one, he's now in prison, the girl has done this one. The woman still takes food to that her son in prison. Even though he has done everything to destroy the family name, somehow you still see her believing that he will turn out nice and loving him. She doesn't love him any less. I really wonder where parents get that strength, because I don't know if I have it. But sometimes we've seen that love is not connected, not every time anyways, to how badly the person has behaved or how well. For some relationships, it's just there, regardless. You're a useless child, you're loved. You're a useful child, you're loved. So let's bring that to our relationship with Nigeria. Would you love this country regardless of what it gives you? If Nigeria were a prodigal son, if Nigeria keeps bringing shame to your name, would you keep loving it? Do you love this country? And if you do, how have you helped the business of nation building? How have you contributed to building this country? Again, I'm not going to invalidate or discount whoever has a complaint about Nigeria. I read the news. In many cases, I also discuss the news. So I know as much as you do. Well, you might know a whole lot more. But the point is, I get it. But right now, I want to know, do you love Nigeria? And have you contributed to building this country in any way? That conversation is happening now. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. And of course, the female caller line is 0817-923-0009. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. What's your name?
My name is Otin. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Where do we know? Do you love Nigeria?
My brother, how can you love something that doesn't love you? We should just cast our mind back. Why most civilians, most masses, to say they don't love Nigeria? We are not meant to be one. So this is just an amalgamation by the white men. We are forced together. Okay, look at this man. What caused the massacre? The Igbo massacre.
Oh, damn. Okay, so he doesn't love Nigeria. Hello?
Good morning, Sam. This is Mr. Zion. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Mr. Zion.
Growing up as a child, there is that song they taught us. I love Nigeria, I know so lie, for inside we go walk and live. Go on, man. It's like a nostalgic thing right now. I love Nigeria.
Okay.
I love Nigeria. You see, 2001, 2002, I had the privilege to travel out of this country growing up.
Okay.
But on the day we were about to go to the embassy to do our final clearance, I woke up and said, I'm not leaving again. I'm not traveling. Then the reverend that took over every process called me in the middle of the night. Are you sure of what you are saying? I said, yes. I'm not traveling. I want to stay back here in Nigeria. I love this country. I am not traveling. We're about 6, 7 of us. Others traveled out. Few years later, they came back. The accent have changed. Oh my goodness me. You want to see this guy speaks in American language? The Reverend called me again. Look at your mate. Won't you join them in this next trip? I said, sir, I am not going.
So why did you stay back, Mrs. Zion?
Because I love this country.
Okay.
I am one Nigerian that have traveled around the breadth and length of this country. I have seen the beautiful landscape. I've seen the beautiful people. I have seen the breathtaking atmosphere in most of the region. I have seen cultures. I have eaten their food. I've associated with people.
Okay.
For your information, I schooled in Jos. At least 2-3 years program I ran in Jos. And I will tell you categorically clear, Nigeria is securing and keeping that environment to run its activities smoothly.
Okay.
People are coming to collect their ITCs without anybody charging them money.
All right.
People are coming to this same environment to get money. I mean, people are getting rich under my watch.
All right.
I have
Thank you, Mrs. Zion.
contributed in the security of life and property.
We appreciate that. So he truly loves the country, and he's helping to develop it. Good morning. Call back if you can. I'm still taking your thoughts. The question is, do Nigerians love their country? Or better yet, let me personalize it. Do you love your country? Good morning. Hello, good morning. Morning.
I want to contribute.
What's your name?
You ask, this is Chief Chibu.
All right, Chief. Do you love your country?
Yeah. Yes, I'm in the country anyway. What I'm trying to ask you now, that ask this question, you should have started. Even the man that spoke before you now does not love this country. Buhari, Lai Mohammed, all these leaders, they love this country.
Hello.
Do they love? Hello.
It's a personal question. Answer for yourself or don't answer at all. Do you love the country?
I'm coming. I am coming.
No, don't come.
You ask questions.
Do you love
ask questions.
the
People will say
country?
they like this country, but never.
Okay, so again, you cannot speak for the next guy. Whether he's telling the truth or he's lying, there's no way you can tell. So you either give your personal answer or keep it to yourself. Good morning. Hello,
good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm wonderful. How you doing?
Awesome as always.
What's your name?
I think, Sam, I want to ask, think about a child, right?
All right.
And you love your father so much. You love your father so very much.
Yeah.
But then your father start abusing you. You wake up in the morning to sweep the floor, and he's flogging you with his belt. You've not done anything wrong. You're trying to do everything possible to clean up the house, to clean up the environment, but your father wakes up, he pours you acid, he abuses you. You decided to start selling granite in front of the gate. He blocks the road where people want to. You decided to start, you went to school, you paid your school fees yourself, but then when you wanted to go and get a job, your father decided to tear your CV and wrote a petition to the company. I mean, you try everything. You're trying. Your father, no generator. Your father bought a generator, but then no light. So you decided to buy fuel to always, give yourself that and stuff like that. Do you see yourself loving your father? I'm just asking, Sam. I'm sorry, I'm flipping the coin a little bit.
No, it's not a problem. I should be able to answer the question if I'm asking it. Personally, no.
Okay, so I think the fact is this: we're in Nigeria like everyone else. I see it like where I find myself and like what you write be at. It's about how much are you going to be able to, create out a little bit of happiness, create out a beautiful world out of nothing. I mean, we just have few years to live here and we're all going to die. So I think if it's about Nigeria, as in what is done for you and how much is frustrating you, the pain is causing you, how you realize that you lost your mom in a hospital, not because of, according to what we say, it was our time to die, but because probably we don't have a healthcare system where you see your friends disturbing every day in your DM for 5,000, 3,000, but you know that they could have gotten a job to help themselves. I don't see you loving that country.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you have a solid point, but there's a threshold. If that father has, say, 6 children, and he's as mean and devilish as you have described, all those kids will not get fed up the same time. You understand? Now, what he's doing is bad. If they repay what he's giving them, I don't think anybody will blame them. But there are some kids that would give up the first time he abuses them.
Sam, let me say this so that I'll give room for other callers.
No.
There are systems. There are systems that benefit you. And as long as they benefit you, you might not want to criticize your father. There are people benefiting from a whole lot of rot in the country. But what I believe in is that it is so hard to love a system that is frustrating you.
Yeah, but not impossible. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not impossible.
But you can create... Okay, let me give you an example. I run a tech company, right? And I'm not going to call the name, so I don't want to advertise. But I can tell you a whole lot we're gradually doing to incorporate a handful of people just to help, because we know how insured. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks from now, we're launching a program for just secondary schools, government secondary schools, because we know they don't have the opportunity to have tech labs and all that. And we want to do that for secondary schools. So for us, that's actually how we want to help. But, right, Sam, to be sincere with you, in the last 10 years, I've never been confused answering a question about love. Like, I can tell you I love Nigeria. I can tell you. Thank you.
I get it. Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, so he paints the picture very, well, vividly. Your dad is abusive. There's nothing you do that's good enough. Nothing. And if you've had enough and you want to leave the family, I don't think anybody should even hold you. But you see, and that's the but, all the children will not get frustrated the same day. And for some reason I really cannot explain. I think to even understand this, you have to get spiritual. There are some kids that will never leave. Not because they don't have sense, but there are some... I mean, there's always that family member that doesn't give up on... They're just there. And even when everyone's like, waiting, they worry you. What is your problem? You can never understand it. But they don't go. So again I ask, do you love this country? And how have you contributed in nation building? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, what's your name?
My name is Inform. I'm calling from Igbabushi here.
All right, go ahead.
I love Nigeria dearly, dearly, dearly. I love Nigeria.
Why?
The reason why I love Nigeria is that the nature of this Nigeria is just good. If you look at the environment, beautiful trees, beautiful atmosphere, everything is good.
Okay.
But what I hate in Nigeria, for living in Nigeria, the Nigerian citizens, we are the people who destroy the country, especially politicians. They are the people who destroy this country because there's no money in politics. That means I look at it, there's no money in politics. The money that they are claiming that they enjoy the politics is your own money. It is my brother's money. It's my friend's money. Because there are social amenities met when we get the revenue. We share it according to all the society, all the communities in Nigeria, so that it will reach everybody. But these people see it and sit on it. For instance, let me now. I'm in the town. I'm living in Port Harcourt here.
Okay.
It's not my will living in Port Harcourt. I love living in my hometown more than here. But they forced me to come to Port Harcourt because when I was at my village town, I moved just 15 miles to my village. I do a lot of farming there.
Okay.
During selling, I moved them to town and I sell it. I make more money when I was in secondary school. And I was happy with that. But when time goes on, when the farmer was in no market for it to sell, when you carry to the market, what you transport 15 naira, you will sell it 14 naira. So they forced me to leave it. Not in my state for all this agro produce. Now I'm doing what I don't like doing in River State here. And that means I'm not strongly enough now. Because I have come in contact with so many bad things. If I want to copy, I will copy it. But I refuse to do that. I'm still hoping that these people will change, this political class will change. They will get back to what I sent to Abuja is to bring citizens of Democrat to my people. But they keep on enjoying, hoping that Abuja is safe for them.
All right, thank you very much. much.
In their village, whether whatever happened is being.
I must move on now. Thank you very much. So again, mixed feelings. A majority not loving there. There are interesting comments on Facebook. I'll take them after the break. Now remember, we're talking about our country. Do you love this country? And how have you contributed to nation building? Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817-001-8162. That is 0817-001-8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
Get in tune with the trending stories. Have conversations with the experts. Ask the questions you've always wanted to and get a bite at lunch. The Midday Dialogue gives the opportunity to explore 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's the Midday Dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Orko Chinedu. And for this hour, we're talking about whether or not you are interested in the affairs of Nigeria, whether or not you love the country, and of course, whether or not you've helped in any way to develop the country. I've had a couple of people who will share exactly how they feel. And I'm taking your thoughts on WhatsApp and Facebook, of course, text-based feedback. Onyeka Anthony says, "Hi Sam, how do you love something or someone who does not love you? Love is reciprocated. Love is not supposed to be a one-sided affair." Nigeria, madam, what happened? Okay. Nigeria does not love her citizens, and that's why it keeps killing her people unjustly on a daily basis. Ezekiel Isaiah, asking me if I love Nigeria is asking a question you know the answer. I don't know your answer. I know my own answer. I love Nigeria, but I hate her attitude, character, and leadership style. Do you know that Nigerian national anthem is the best in the world? Ezekiel, really? Okay. You expect me to love Nigeria? No, I don't expect you to do anything, really. I'm just asking you a question. So please, I have no expectations of you. Good morning. I love my country with everything in me. However, we're passing through a phase in search of good leadership. Thanks to the media for creating awareness. Throughout my working career, I always pay my tax and try to correct others in the society. I don't carry umbrella or broom. Oh, F Young. Oh, okay. Oh, someone is asking for the number. Well, I'll give that shortly when we're ready to take calls. And let's go over to Facebook, where the action there is iconic. B Square says, for sure. Caleb says, no, I don't love my country because our leaders like criminals and they forget graduates who do not have jobs. Victor Saro says, I do. Albertino Harmony, Nigeria, my country I love, but I hate my government. Chisara David, no, I do not, Mr. Sam, simply because the country has not shown much love. I'm watching from Abuja. Thanks for joining us all the way. And Lebby Jeffrey, thank you very much for always listening to Nigerian Info. Adindu Orji, I love my country, but our leaders have failed due to lack of political will. Chigozie says, sleeping on a bicycle. Okay. Annie Eddie Isong, yes, but I hate our corrupt leaders. They're self-centered. Clems Gab, Nigeria is our country, but we have leaders that cannot take advice. I beg, make we no pretend. I know like this country one bit. Bobby Blue says. I like your name, by the way. Jonathan Haven, no, more than hate. If there's any word to express grief, I don't love Nigeria. And King Dave Leon says, no. Accra Lucky, no. And Mirror Boy believes he's not even from this country. Emeka Woke, even our leaders don't love the country. If they did, their children would have schooled here. Junior Precious, love a country that doesn't love? Chikeze, how on earth will I love this present country? The comments on Facebook, there's just lots of them. Cosmos Livinus, I love Nigeria, but I hate the leaders. And Chima, I don't love Nigeria because Nigerian leaders do not love or care for me. So it's about whether or not you're getting love back. There's a part of me that wants to channel my inner preacher and say something like, you need to love unconditionally. But then I ask myself, let's look at all my love relationships. The marriage, the family, the everything. Will I love all those people back if they do not love me? Let's imagine I go home. Oh, well, I'm an adult now. While growing up, my dad literally says to me, I hate you. And you're not going to get any kind of love from me. I will not pay your fees. I will not feed you. I'm not going to do it now, and I will never do it ever. Will there be a part of me that will say, regardless of what this man has told me, I'm going to keep loving him? Honestly, I don't know. I've not been there, so I can't tell. But I will not pretend the answer is yes or no. My wife, for example, I know that at the altar I said some things, vows. In my very poetic nature, I'm sure I spoke English and said a couple of things. You are the one in my two, did this in my that. If she stops loving me, even beyond the action says, listen, I've had enough. I don't like you. I will never like you. Will I keep saying, oh, baby, I'm going to love you from now to the end of time? Okay, I'll just leave the answer to that. Because for me, that's a different situation. But I looked at people who love their country. There was a list on the internet. Why do people love their country? And one thing that stood out is that people loved countries they were proud of. There were a list of people who were patriotic and they loved their country. But it was a sense of pride in the country. That means that the country had given them reasons to love. That means that, like that child, your dad has made you proud. And so in return, you love him. But does that mean it's impossible to love him if he did not make you proud? Because if we're using that formula, love only the country that has made you proud, that means there will be no development. Because it's people who fight for countries that are failing that eventually get it to a point where they can be proud of it and love it. That means that when you make your parents go crazy and when you bring shame, they will just automatically give up on you. Say, that's useless boy. I don't love you because at this point, you're not lovable. And yes, it's easy for me to sound preachy on radio. And I understand, really, I'm not against anybody who has whatever opinion. But the point is, you cannot save this country if there's no single atom, as we like to say, of love for it. It's impossible. I'm just saying. I'm going to take a list of a couple of things. There's a report by CNN, the things that Nigerians do better than others. But one thing I want to remind you of, and this happens too many times. I've heard it, I've read it, and I've seen it. Nigerians are always in a hurry to leave the country. But when they leave, they always claim that they miss the country. Why? Oh, I've had enough. I want to go to Canada. I want to... When they leave, just check social media. I have so many of them. So if you hated it so much and now you have left, why do you miss it? And I'm not preaching patriotism to you. No, nobody can force you to love Nigeria. It's always up to you. But I'm telling you that many times we respond based on how we feel in the moment. It's easy to say you hate someone when they make you angry. Meanwhile, all it is that you're angry at them at that moment. Somebody put it very nicely. After this, I'll take calls. It says, don't say you love fish. Someone say, oh, I love fish. They say, if you love fish, you will not eat fish. Somebody goes into the river, gets the fish, they fry it, they roast it, they kill it, and then they put it on your plate, and then you love it. You don't love the fish, because the fish had to be killed. You love eating fish. So let your love be specific. It's not the fish you love. You love eating it. It's your daily need for protein that you love. So again, I ask, do you love Nigeria? The question is personal for you, because your answer belongs to you and you alone. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mufasa on the line.
Go ahead, Mufasa.
Well, a quick answer to your question is in the affirmative. I love this country with a very strong passion. Okay, I understand that, like every other great country today, that Nigeria is passing through its own phase of travail. Most of the countries we refer to as Sena Climb and international community today that are doing well, they've also passed through similar phase one time or the other. Okay, you see, Sam, like you rightly said, it is the people that will make the country great. The country cannot make itself great. So when you say the country does not love you back, I do not expect the kind of love that you expect to get from a country when you are not giving the country, that love as it deserves. I've always said that nation building requires collective responsibility,
Truly.
Both the leaders and the led. And we fail to understand that even in a democratic nation as Nigeria, leaders are products of society. What is the recruitment process? What does it look like? Okay? So we all have our role to play. But I personally, let me not begin to generalize. I personally, I love this country. And when you say what can you do or what have you been doing to make the country great, like myself, the most opportunities that I have to express myself, I try to make people understand that there is still hope.
Right.
And those people who do not understand certain things about certain things, I try as much as possible for the best of my capacity to make them understand that if we do this and do that, especially when we do the right thing, Nigeria can become greater than those countries that we look up to as, stena climb and civilized society.
Thank you very
civilized
much.
people who can make Nigeria better and greater than those countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mufasa. Now, someone is asking for the number on WhatsApp. It's 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0007. And the female caller line is 0817 923 0009. I love my country, Nigeria. I love everything about Nigeria. I love the corruption, the shady politicians, the dilapidated infrastructure. I love the failed system. I love the fact that we're all deep in shark-fested waters. Only the strong will survive. Thank God I'm strong and I always survive. God bless Nigeria. If you know you're not fit for the highway, please leave the speed lane. Nigeria is a unique country, fit for only the strong and intelligent. This almost sounds poetic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Daniel San.
Go ahead, Daniel.
The question is that why? Let me use the word I. I think I live a middle class, if not a lower class. I am a lower class or middle class in Nigeria. So I would say that we in that class even love Nigeria more than the first class citizens.
Are you the spokesman of the middle/lower class?
Samir, I may not be the spokesman, but the truth of the matter is that if not this class, Nigeria would have collapsed. That's just the truth. I don't know when somebody say if you love the country, it's a connected. Yes, everybody has to contribute. The truth of the matter is that, as I said, in every society, people have duty, people have their function. There are the duties of the ruling class, there are duties of the middle class, there are the duties of the lower class. One of your duties is to pay your tax.
That's right.
It is not your duty to go and walk road. It's not your duty to create a live environment for companies to come in and give work. That is not your duty. That is the work of the government.
Very true.
And I pay tax. If I don't love my country, I will not pay tax. If I pay my tax, that is exactly the way that I love Nigeria. And secondly, again, if I am able to make sure that the little thing I'm doing, I contribute in terms of developing the society by giving some employment, and those employment, they pay taxes. So what do you expect from me as a citizen? That is love.
Thank you very much. So he loves his country. Alexander Hart from Bonny. I would liken Nigeria to the secondary school I went to, BNGS in Bonny. We're full of resources, interesting, unique characters, great, rich history, rich culture, and regardless of our weaknesses, differences, religious background, and killing from some bad eggs in the nation, we still make impact within and outside the country. I have big love for this country. There's an article I read about a guy who spent some time in Nigeria. He's an American. There's a part of that. His name is Tim Urban, and he has a website called Wait But Why. I've read a couple of stuff from him. Now, about Nigeria, he says, and there's a part about religious, exactly. So this is, I'm reading now. It says Nigeria is one of those tricky countries that's about half Muslim and half Christian. And while most of the population is fine with this, religious extremists create a lot of violence and ruin everything. There are about 250 ethnic groups, and the three largest comprise of Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And these three groups' general annoyance with each other is behind much of the country's violent past and political instability. It's crazy how, well, someone who visited here for a while and stayed, there's no way, you know, this cannot be put better. The country has its, you know, here and there, its wahala, religious, ethnic, but it is the people from this that would not just let it be. Now, that article is titled 19 Things I Learned in Nigeria. It's a very popular one. I've read this from some years ago, so you could go check it out. But I have 2 minutes, 36 seconds that separates me from 11 and counting, of course. Let's hear from you. Good morning.
Yeah, Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is J.A.J. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
All right.
I love Nigeria. I think Nigeria is a work in progress. If you read about the American history, what led to the Civil War, so many things, adult suffrage, women's suffrage, black suffrage, and all those ones, you see that if it were the same time, you would not want to even go there at that time too. Maybe they would have thinking of how to come to Nigeria as at the time they were doing those old stuff. Even the German system too, we read about the hyper economy and galloping inflation and all those stuff put together, but they were able to overcome it and they made it where it is today. I think this is an history in our life. But my problem is, what do we really learn from history? We don't learn anything. As soon as this whole thing is gone, we just throw everything and back to normal. I remember when we had Ebola, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was washing hands, and as soon as they tell you, oh, there's no longer Ebola, people were even coming out from some bad area and just eating food immediately without washing their hands. Now we have another one here. As soon as it's gone, we have thrown another caution, so we don't learn anything. I think what we need to do is to treat everybody equal. Okay. Let me tell you an instance.
Quickly, Jay.
Snoop Dogg, yes. Snoop Dogg daughter also, and what's this guy, CDD, they want scholarship in America. People were saying they shouldn't go because their father can afford it. You know what Snoop Dogg said? If I don't give this child, allow this child to go, we will see this country as a very wicked place. I may grow up to become bad to the society. So for me, if we can treat everybody equal, then we'll have a very long place to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Over to WhatsApp. I love Nigeria, but not her leadership style. Tobins. Wow. I think I saw a few comments on Facebook. Did I miss that? My love is long gone. Have had enough of their promises. Unless, Chinonso says. Okay, so it's okay to either love or not love Nigeria. You know, you would respond based on your personal experience and how you feel. I can understand that. But I think that if we would like to get Nigeria to a point where, you know, it can become a good example, and there are things that we must do. Yes, there's a question of, oh, leadership is this, politicians are that. True. But if we do what we need to do, let's imagine, and this is very unlikely because, I mean, Nigeria is made up of people and people are everywhere. Let's imagine that the citizen plays their part perfectly. It will be near impossible, very difficult for the politician or whoever you want to accuse to do whatever is making you hate the country. So how do you love the country? Well, be an active citizen. Demonstrate your love by being a part of the political process. If you don't like what is happening there, then get there. Study and understand the history of your country and learn from that history. Oh, how many years ago there was a civil war? What caused that war? What must we do to make sure it doesn't happen again? Be patriotic. These are little ways that you and I can, well, show that we love a difficult country to love. Love an abusive father who's very difficult to love. But we can. Andrew is here for the news. After that, we're going into the business of business. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. and let us connect you to your customers.
A few hours after the military banned all protests in the country. The ban came a week after Chad's military ceasefire following the killing of President Idris Deby as he visited troops fighting an insurrection by rebels based in Libya. The U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has urged it